Yeah, man. Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Golf Monger Show. I'm your host, Brian Steffen. I am the Golf Monger. It's Ryder Cup time. Finally. Seems like we've been talking about it a lot and for a long time, but it is finally here, ready to go. And the timing of our show couldn't be any better if we planned it this way. About 30 minutes ago, maybe 45, they announced the morning pairings in the 4-ball matches to start off the 2014 Ryder Cup at Glen Eagles tomorrow. And there are some very interesting matchups, pairings, a couple that you expected to see, a couple that you probably didn't expect to see, a couple of surprises, got some rookies going, so it'll be off and running in about 13 and a half hours from now, I think, is when the first shot will be fired at 2:30 a.m. here on the East Coast, 7:30 over there, 7:30 or 8:30 over there in Scotland. So it'll be go to bed early, get up early if you want to catch it live on TV. So let's just jump right into how the pairings turned out. It came out. They finished up their opening ceremonies today. So they made their, in this tradition, right after the ceremonies end, the captains will announce their pairings. And right now, there we go. Like my iPad didn't want to work with me. The first match going out tomorrow morning will be Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson, familiar pairing. And they will be playing Justin Rose and Heinrich Stenson. The second match, Ricky Fowler and Jimmy Walker going out against Thomas Bjorn and Martin Keimer. Match 3, two rookies, Jordan Spieth and Patrick Reed, going out against Stephen Gallagher and Ryder Cup juggernaut Ian Poulter. And then the anchor match of the morning, which is where the marquee match, the big dogs are teeing it up. You got Keegan Bradley, Phil Mickelson. Everybody knew they were going to be paired together, going off against Sergio Garcia and Rory McIlroy. That will be teeing off. If you don't want to wake up at 2 in the morning, get up at 3:30 because they're teeing it up in the fourth match to anchor the morning session. So, some surprises. First of all, let's start with what we knew was going to happen. No surprise at all that obviously Phil and Keegan are playing together, considering they were 3-0 in the team segment back in 2012. Also, no surprise that Webb Simpson and Bubba Watson playing together. They were 2-1 back in 2012. Where you may see the surprises are no Jim Furyk, no Zach Johnson, no Matt Kuchar in the morning sessions. And so you've got three veterans sitting out in the morning session, which, considering the U.S. being the large underdog that they are, you would think that Captain Watson would want to send out all his big guns right away out of the beginning. But if you've been listening to a lot of the press conferences and the talk and everything so far, Watson thinks he's got 12 guns going. So he's confident in all his boys, and and he needs to be. So and that changes some of the interesting pairings. You got 3 rookies going out this morning, what will be tomorrow morning in the first match number 2. You've got Ricky Fowler and Jimmy Walker. Ricky's been there before. He one time, and then as a captain's pick, and Jimmy Walker in his first appearance. But Ricky Fowler, the hottest, best guy playing the best golf on the American side right now. So he's going to be out there. He's going to play in all 4 sessions of the team play. He has to. There's no way he can sit out. Jimmy Walker, steady Eddie. He came out like a house of fire at the beginning of the year, and then just played good, solid golf all year in a team competition. Partnered with a guy like Fowler. I like it. The big surprise coming out of the morning pairings, 2 rookies, which you never see in the Ryder Cup from either side. with Jordan Spieth and Patrick Reed going out together. That was a little bit of a head scratcher if you're thinking the conventional route, where you put a rookie with a veteran to get, let him ease in and not have the jitters, have a calming influence there with him. But as I've gone on record and said many times, let the young guys go, put them out there. Ignorance can be bliss. Just let them tee it up and play golf. See what they can do. I mean, they're on the team for a reason. They've played well enough over the last 2 years to get there. Patrick Reed, 3-time winner this year, or over the last 2 years. Now, granted, it's been a while since he's won, and he hasn't played all that great over the summer or in any of the majors. But now's his time. Prove why you're here, kid. At one point, you said you were a top 5 player in the world. Well, time to prove it. Jordan Spieth, he's done well in the President's Cup. Last year, of course, he was paired with veterans at that point, but going out 2 rookies together, I like it. They're going out against another rookie and Stephen Gallagher, who is a hometown kid. Basically, he's got the most experience at Glen Eagles out of all of the 24 players. Again, and then they're taking on his partner, the Ryder Cup machine. That is Ian Poulter, who is 12-3-0 in his Ryder Cup career, which is just ridiculous how good he is. Head and shoulders above almost everybody involved on both sides, except for Sergio, who's 16-8-4 in his career, in his 7th Ryder Cup this time around. But it's just... you wonder if the rookies, they don't know any better. They haven't seen Poulter play in the Ryder Cup except on TV, but they haven't experienced it. And getting out there and playing, go for it. I think it worked out well to put the young guys that don't know what it's like to be Poultered. I don't know. Is that can we turn his name into a verb? Can we say they don't know what it's like to be poultered?
I think that's adequate. Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. They haven't been through a charge where the guy makes 6 or 7 putts in a row, from ridiculous distances and putts you don't even expect anybody to make except for him under the pressure. They have no idea. So let's let the kids go. I've been preaching it all along, and I'm happy that they're going that way, and I like it. Now, both captains have said that all 12 guys are going to play Friday. So if you're wondering, well, why isn't Graham McDowell and Victor Dubuisson, well, he's a rookie, but, why isn't Lee Westwood out there? They're going to play. Everybody's playing tomorrow. Both coaches have already said that. So Furyk and Zach Johnson, Cooch, Hunter Mahan, the veteran guys, they're going to play. And in fact, you'll probably see some of them paired together, and that's why they're not playing in the morning. You can only run out 8 guys. That leaves 4 guys on the bench, and I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Hunter and Zach Johnson. They were paired together in 2010. You might see those guys playing together. That would leave maybe Furyk and Cooch playing together, 2 veteran guys. I like it. Talking before we came on the air with newly anointed senior correspondent George Honeycutt. We were talking before we came on the air. He said that he has a little different feeling than I do. He expects Jim Furyk to do well this week because it's his last Ryder Cup. He wants to finish with a bang. He's played in a lot of them, but he's got a 9-17-4 record. And so, you want to let him, a guy like that, everybody likes Furyk. He's had a great career. He's a major champion. He's won the FedEx Cup a few years back. Hopefully he has a great week, finishes strong. I'm kind of the other opinion. The man's lost 14 straight 54-hole leads. I don't know if I want him to be the guy that needs to make the putt to win the Cup or stop the Europeans from winning the Cup, because he seems to have a little trouble closing lately. But a lot of second places, scored well. A lot of events. He's got plenty of points. He was easily in on this team. So let's just hope for the best, and maybe he does go out with a bang in his last Ryder Cup. A little note as to another follow-up as to why maybe Mr. Furyk is not playing in the morning in the 4-ball matches. His record is 1-8-1 in 4 balls. Now, let me ask our esteemed producer, Mr. Jeff Gilder. Let me ask you this, buddy. Would you play a guy that had a track record of 1-8-1?
I think the market has spoken, sir.
I wouldn't play. It's a great way to put it, right? 1-8-1. So in 10 matches, he's earned 1.5 points in 4-ball. I think I like him sitting on the bench in the morning. And here's another thing. You might question, and I've already seen on Twitter and some other blogs that, why in the world are you putting 2 rookies out together first thing in the morning? Here's why I like it. What's the hardest format in golf to play? Alternate shot. You don't get the chance to hit every shot. You don't get you may not be
rhythm.
In a rhythm.
Yeah.
You may go 4 or 5 holes without making a putt. Or having to hit an iron shot, close or whatever. That's the hardest format to play. So you're going to put guys who've never played in this event who should be nervous, first timers in the Ryder Cup. Why would you have the first time they play be in the hardest format? I like the fact that Watson went ahead, since he said he's going to play all 12 guys on Friday. Let the rookies get out and play in the morning, where they get to in 4-ball, they get to play their own ball. It's a best ball format, so they get to play their own ball. They get to hit their own shots. They don't have to feel the pressure of letting a partner down by, putting one in the woods and then they have to play out of it, or hitting a bad approach shot, or, if you're going to get them out there, it's great to get them out there in the morning, get the jitters over, and get them out on the course and get playing. Because let's face it, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of nerves in the Ryder Cup, but really once you get about 3-4 holes in, it just turns back into golf. You're just playing golf. It doesn't get nerve-wracking again until you start to get down the stretch and you start running out of holes, and because if you lose, if you're down 2 with 14 to go, you got plenty of time to make it up. It's not till you start running out of holes if you're losing, or if you're trying to hold on to a lead, or you're even, is where it can really get nerve-wracking. So I like them getting the rookies out early. I don't have a problem at all with it. Jeff, what do you think about because you kind of agreed with me on this. You like to see some new blood in this thing. What do you think about Spieth and Reed playing together?
I heard a rumor that they might be paired, and I thought, you know what, I really like that. Call me stupid, I don't care. But I think it's a good time to get the youth some experience, and why not put them out there? Let them play. They may surprise you.
All 3 guys, all 3 first-timers on the U.S. squad are playing in the morning.
Yep.
And that makes 100% sense to me.
I like it.
Absolutely does, because, like I said, it's playing your own ball. So would you? I don't know that I'd want to play an event like that for the first time and have to play in the toughest format, in the alternate shot, and in what they call foursomes. I like it. Now let's break down. Let's take a quick look at the pairings, the matchups themselves. So you've got the first one out the gate. You have, come on, what's my iPad giving me such a hard time today? You've got Justin Rose, Heinrich Stenson going off against Bubba Watson and Webb Simpson. Now to me, that's Tom Watson hoping to get Bubba Watson out there early, fired up, playing well, and getting whatever bit of small crowd that there is out there rooting for the Americans fired up and going and get the noise going around the course.
Yeah, I agree. I like it.
Because he's playing, if he hits, and he's gonna take chances. He's gonna hit shots. He's gonna play Bubba Watson golf. And then you got a steady Eddie guy like Webb Simpson. I like the pairing, which is why they did well back in 2012 last Ryder Cup. They went 2-1 in the team part. And he's going against Justin Rhodes and Heinrich Stenson, which are two kind of quiet guys. I mean, everybody gets a little more fired up and fist pumps a little more in the Ryder Cup, but it's pretty. You got three guys that are pretty subdued, and then Bubba Watson in the foursome. And I think, and Ryder Cup format and the tradition, the visiting team has the tee to start. So Bubba can be Bubba right off the gate if he wants to. Try to get whatever Americans are there to hoot and holler and cheer. I don't know. He can do whatever he wants to do off the get-go. Then you follow it up with Ricky Fowler and Jimmy Walker, and I think I like that pairing. I think I like the way Ricky Fowler's playing. I like anybody paired with him, but a steady grinder like Jimmy Walker with Fowler will kind of free Ricky up to be #ears out and go get him. By the way, did you see his haircut? Well, I know I tweeted it at you.
Yes, I did. I appreciate that.
I said that to you when I first saw that. I tweet, our boy went #ears out, #buzz cut, or what would you call it?
I don't know.
He shaved half his head and then he had them carve USA into the side.
And I thought that was cool as hell watching Ted Bishop do this.
Oh yeah, and then Ted Bishop followed it up and did it. He even colored in the USA on the side.
Yeah.
That was nice. Like you're going to see it when he's wearing his hat anyway. It doesn't really matter. But I like that pairing because, like I said, Walker's just calm, cool, steady demeanor, and Ricky, the fire that Ricky plays with, I think that'll work well. And against, an older Ryder Cupper and Thomas Bjorn, he's been there before, but it's been a while, and he's 43. He's one of the old guys on their squad, and Keimer, I mean, he was awesome for a month, and we were all, he's a world beater, and then he just kind of disappeared. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, Ricky knows what it's like to play with Keimer. He chased him around the Pinehurst trying to catch him at the U.S. Open.
But Ricky's been chasing a lot of people, so he's got a lot of practice chasing.
It's zero pressure. Yeah. Ricky Fowler should feel zero pressure. He top fives in all four majors.
Yeah.
I mean, zero for him. And that will help Jimmy Walker, who's kind of a cool customer anyway.
Yep.
But I think that'll help him if he's got any jitters. I actually, of the first two matches, I mean, if there's one I look at this scoreboard and say we're going to win, it's Ricky Fowler, Jimmy Walker, match 2.
Yeah.
I really think I'll say we're going to win that one. We're going to get a point out of that one. You go to the third match, the two, like we talked about, the rookies going against the machine and another rookie. So you got 3 rookies in one match.
Yep.
I bet if you look back at the history of the Ryder Cup, you may not find another match that had 3 rookies in it. Not on the very first morning.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere on the second day or whatever. But I bet you'd be hard pressed to find 3 rookies playing in one foursome. I think it's genius on the part of McGinley to put the hometown kid with Poulter.
Yeah.
Let them play together.
Yeah. Especially early.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Gallagher, he knows the course.
Yeah.
And then Poulter. Here's the thing. This is where this year in particular we'll find out if Ian Poulter is truly, completely 100% built for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
He's been playing terrible. Out of all 24 guys, far and away, he's been playing the worst golf this year.
But I think another great advantage of having Gallagher in that early group is what it's going to do to spark the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the bat.
Well, you got the hometown kid with Poulter and his antics.
Yeah. That should set the stage for the
no-brainer. Yeah. That should be by far the loudest match of the 4.
Now, you think about the implications if the USA were to win that match against their 2 strongest, probably crowd I mean, those two guys together probably can fire up a crowd more than anybody.
Well,
there.
yeah. Well, yeah. For the I mean, not that Gallagher around the world is that popular. It's just he's the hometown.
No, he
kid.
is there. Though.
He's the hometown kid,
Yeah.
and then Poulter. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Spieth and Reed. Hell, if they come out with a half,
Yep.
that would be gigantic.
Yep.
And think about what that's doing in the match behind it. The marquee match.
Yeah.
You know, the captains don't know in advance who's putting who out. But every year when you watch the Ryder Cup, you gotta wonder if they don't kind of talk to each other a little bit. It's just not possible that year after year you end up with matchups like Sergio and Rory playing Keegan and Phil.
Yeah.
It's just like both coaches know, okay, I'm going to put what I think is my best pairing last. Well, I know it's going to be these guys, so I know it's going to be these guys. So, but Sergio and Rory's a little different because Rory's has played with GMAC a lot in the past. So, but you know, I think if you put Keegan and Phil against Sergio and Ian Poulter, I think the golf course would explode. I don't think you could. I don't think those four guys could be in the same match with the fire that Phil and Keegan do, and then what Poulter and Garcia. I mean, the course would implode. There'd be nobody watching any other match.
Yeah.
There'd be I don't know how many thousands of spectators that they're planning on having or can fit. It would be. Time would stop. The world would quit. The golf course would just explode, I think. But just think of the implications. Scoreboard watching. If Spieth and Reed can somehow beat, or let's just say even half, what does that do for Keegan and Phil going, hey, these kids are doing it. Let's not let their effort go to waste as they're playing behind them.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to get our point, or at least our, listen, I'm happy walking out of the morning with the way these matches are lined up. If you told me right now, Brian, sleep in because it's going to be 2-2 after the morning matches, I would. I'd take that. I said, fine. Let's get through. Let's start the afternoon 2-2. I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Because realistically, you got to figure if Spieth and Reed would almost have to pull off some kind of, miracle to get that half. Chances are, just based on records alone, Poulter's going to win. You kind of hoping, hey, Keegan and Phil, they get out there and they win, then they get slapped against probably the strongest pair that the European side has, so you never know what's going to happen there. I like the Fowler and Walker. And actually, I like Bubba and Webb, too, because Stenson hadn't had that great of a year. He sort of played pretty well towards the end of the summer, but nothing special, nothing spectacular. Yeah. And Justin Rose, had a solid year. He's that kind of guy that he's just going to hit the ball in the fairway. He's going to put it on the green. He's going to make some putts. He's not going to lose. Justin Rose, he's not going to lose. You're going to have to beat him. But if Bubba's driving the ball well off the tee and he's got it working, he can be intimidating.
Yeah.
He can make you change your game. I think,
Well, and the fact that he's not an easy guy to watch. I can't imagine that he'd be an easy guy to play with or against because he's so freaking fidgety.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
And, well, you certainly couldn't get a read off of how he hit his ball to how you should play yours.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're out in the fairway. Of course, let's put it this way. Tomorrow when he's playing, well, Stenson hits the ball a long way too, but chances are he's going to be the last guy to hit approach shots all day.
Yeah.
Because he hits the ball so far off the tee. So maybe you won't be watching him, but how about if you're the European, if you're Rose and Stenson and you're on a hole where the pin's in a tough spot and you're having trouble getting it close, and then Bubba hits some goofy shot where he takes it over the trees or bends it around and sticks it to like 4 feet.
Yeah.
What does that do to you? I feel pretty good in the first two matches. The last two, I don't know. You want to say that, hey, Keegan and Phil are our best duo. When they're playing together, they're rocking and rolling. They can do whatever. But you're playing the number one player in the world. It's won 2 majors, and the second best Ryder Cupper on the European side. It's hard to be confident and say, oh yeah, Phil and Keegan will beat them. It's that's the one where you cross your fingers and hope for 18 holes and a half.
Yep.
You know, if you're trying to be more realistic about it. So yeah, if you're going to tell me 2-2 after tomorrow morning, I'm in.
Good enough.
Yeah. Now, as far as the rest of the week goes, tomorrow morning is going to set the stage. I really think, and that's easy to say, but I really think this time, if the Americans get down in the morning, because all the rookies are playing, and if they're part of the reason that we're down because they didn't play well, it's over. There's so much golf left to play. There's only 4 points, and you need a lot more. But let me tell you, if it's 3-1 or 3.5 to half, or God forbid 4-0, it's done. I wouldn't say that in the other direction. If for some reason the Americans go out and shock them and go out 3-1, 3.5 to half, I wouldn't say it in the other direction because the Europeans just got too much firepower. You know, I don't know. I think it's. I've been rooting for it all along that the young kids need their chance.
Yeah.
I've been preaching about it. I've been saying it. Well, they're there, 3 of them, and they got to produce. They're going to be more than, well, Phil's got to do this and Bubba's got, no. The 3 rookies, my prediction, I'm not even going to go into who I think is going to win. I probably think the Europeans are going to win. They're just better, but I'm going to be rooting for the Americans. So if you're going to make me predict, I'm going to say 15-13 U.S. because I want them to win. Realistically, I would probably say something more along the other lines, the opposite way, 15.5 to 12.5, probably the Europeans. But I don't think it'll be a blowout. But if the Americans win, these young kids are going to have to get their points. They're going to have to, because history shows that the veteran guys are not. They're going to go 500 at best. So to win, the young guys has got to do what I've been saying I wanted them on the team for all along. Just let them go.
Yep.
Let them play.
Turn them loose.
Play them in all 5,
Yeah.
in all 5 settings. Just send them out there, let them go.
Because that's the future.
Yeah, I mean, if we're that big of an underdog and no one thinks we can win, let them play. Let them get the experience. Because let's face it, other than you're going to see Jimmy Walker there again. You're going to see Jordan Spieth for the next 10 Ryder Cups. You're going to see Ricky Fowler for the next 8 Ryder Cups. You're going to see Webb Simpson again. You're going to see Bubba Watson again. Let those guys play.
Yeah.
And earn their points and go. That's the future of our Ryder Cup. It's not Furyk. It's not Mickelson. It's not, even Kuchar or Zach Johnson. The young guys are. Let them go. The only one that, Patrick Reed, was he a flash in the pan? He won 3 times real fast and hasn't really done anything yet rest of the year. Who knows? But this kind of format might work for a kid like him. He's a pretty emotional golfer.
Yep.
It might work for him. But
I've been giving George and the other guys a bunch of crap about talking smack about Patrick Reed. I said, yeah, you know what? I think Reed's going to make you eat those words, and he just might.
I think he has a chance. And can I tell you that even if he loses the first match with Spieth, if it's close, 2-1, 1 up, even if they have a lead at some point and end up losing a little bit or down a lot and then catch up, I think that's a confidence boost for those 2 guys going up against Poulter right away, even if they lose, as long as it's close.
Yeah.
And they can look at each other and say, if I'd have made that putt, or if I'd have, that ball that, I chipped and it hit the stick and didn't go in, whatever the scenario, if they can say 1 or 2 shots here or there change the match, which a lot of times you can always say in the Ryder Cup, but if those 2 can say that, even if they lose, I think it'll still be a boost. And more so for Patrick Reed. Jordan Spieth's a confident kid. I don't think it makes a difference. I think he'll play fine. He's going to get some points. But if Reed does what a lot of the people are saying he's going to do, where he's not going to help the team at all, it's bad news, and you probably should just not play him. I'm saying go against what I just said, where let all the young kids play.
Yeah.
But if he gets out and looks awful in the morning, obviously doesn't play in the afternoon, and maybe not even the next morning. Who knows? But tell him, kid, get ready for Sunday. But I would do that with anybody that looks awful. Plays terrible. Get ready for Sunday. Go practice.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to help. You're not helping us. But I expect good competition. I expect good back and forth. You're going to see a lot of surprises. I think you're going to see guys win points that you wouldn't expect, and then you're also going to see guys lose points that you do expect to gain points. I really do this year. It's just a weird year. You know, this is the first time the Americans have just been such a clear underdog. You know, and they haven't won in Europe since '93. Who was the captain then? Oh, Tom Watson. Right?
Yep.
You know, and he may be the equalizer. I've said that all along. You know, people of Scotland love him. He won four of his 5 British Open championships in golf courses in Scotland. He's like their favorite golfer that's not Scottish. I mean, that may be a bit of the equalizer to stop the crowd from being such one-sided because they like him so much.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that everybody's gonna. It's not a Rocky movie where at the end they're gonna be cheering for the Americans and not the Russian. You know, it's not the Scot. You know, it's not Rocky. Let's not get carried away. But I think there may be a bit of a less out of respect for Watson, even though he's not playing, just because he's there.
Yeah.
I think it might tone it down a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited. I love the Ryder Cup. I look forward to it every 2 years. President's Cup doesn't do it for me. I watch it because it's golf, but man, I will be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning to be in front of the TV, turning it on. I'll probably just sleep on the couch so I don't bother my wife.
That's my plan.
Get up and turn the TV on, have the timer on the TV to come back on at 2. It'll wake me up and I'll watch it. But I will be up, so if you're listening, if you're going to be up or you want to know what's going on, I will be tweeting about it probably constantly at Golfmonger, at SportsMonger. Probably be back and forth. I know Jeff's going to be up at the Golf Director. Check us out at sportsmonger.com and thegolfdirector.com for news and notes and information and everything for the next 3 days. And Sunday morning, we're going to be
right here, man.
Right here,
baby.
Live and in color. When they tee it up at 7, we're going to be here.
7 a.m. to whenever it's over.
To when it's over.
We got continuous coverage.
So if you're in the Myrtle Beach area listening to us, come on by.
Yeah, we're gonna have
tea and crumpets, right? Oh wait, no, they're not in England. They're in Scotland.
Moonshine and biscuits.
Moonshine and biscuits. Beer and pizza. I mean, what?
Tea and crumpets.
Moonshine
versus,
moonshine
and we
and
are
biscuits.
because we're sponsored by Palmetto Moonshine, and they'll be here serving their
I love those guys.
Amazing Bloody Mary moonshine. Oh gosh, man, it's great. Moonshine Bloody Marys and moonshine margaritas.
Can't wait.
It's good stuff. Huh,
Can't
man?
wait. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll be in and out that day. I've got some other obligations, but I will be. But
I like the comparison though. Tea and crumpets.
Well, it's an English thing, I guess.
Moonshine and biscuits.
Yeah, I mean they're not playing in England; they're playing in Scotland. But
yeah, yeah.
Well, Scotland decided not to secede the other day.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Maybe they're just waiting until after the Ryder Cup. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up. I'm going to put you on the spot. U.S. or Europe?
Listen, dude, I'm pulling for the underdog, and I'm saying U.S. I'm going to stick with it, and I think it's going to be really close.
It is. I'm saying 15-13.
But I'm saying it's the year of the underdog. Go USA.
I hope so, and we're probably saying that because we're American, but
absolutely we are.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But it'll be good. It'll be good to say. I'm saying the same thing. And I think you're going to see some surprises.
Neither one of us probably betting in that direction.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think you're going to see. Well, last thing I said, you're going to be don't be surprised when you see surprises. Somebody you don't think on the American side, everybody's like, oh man, that guy hasn't been playing well.
Yep.
Is gonna get 3 points.
This is different.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
And you're gonna see somebody you expected to do well not on either side. But I promise you, there's gonna be an American guy, and I got a feeling it's gonna be one of the rookies.
I'm saying it's Patrick Reed.
I don't even
saying it all along.
You have been saying that.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna say who it is. I got a feeling
the guy's got something to prove, dude.
He does.
He really does. And and you said it when you said he's an emotional player. He is. And he's got a lot to prove, and he's on a world stage. And
if he gets off to a good start tomorrow morning with Spieth, like I said, even if they lose or just have or but as long as it's close,
yep,
and they get that confidence. Hey man, I just went toe to toe with the Ryder Cup machine.
Yep,
Ian Poulter, bring it on! I'm ready to go.
Absolutely.
I think I think it hinges on that.
Yep. And I got to say this, too. I want to qualify what I said about him is that when he made his statement that he felt like he was in the top 5 golfers in the world or playing that well or whatever he meant by that, I wasn't a fan of that statement. I think I kind of understood what he meant, but that was a turnoff for me, for a Patrick Reed turnoff. But having watched him since then and seeing where he is now, where he ended up for the year and everything, I think the kid's got something to prove, and if he can do it, this is the place to do it for sure.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, let's face it. Even though he hasn't done much since he made that statement, if he goes out and gets 2-3 points this weekend, validates what he said. Hey, listen.
Yep.
So I struggled, but I when they needed me, I showed up, and I think that could be. How awesome would it be? What's his comment on Sunday if he is in a position where he gets the clinching point?
Yeah. Yep.
What's he going to say then?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'd like to see that.
I would too.
I hope you're right, my friend.
Yep.
Hey, we're going to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget, bright and early if you're here on the East Coast. And if you're on the West Coast, don't even go to bed because it comes on at like 11:30 at night. Yeah, just stay up.
Yeah.
Just stay
you
up.
Sleep Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be done before lunchtime for you, so you can just sleep in the afternoon. Yeah. So, but check it out. We'll be tweeting about it at the Golf Director, at Golf Monger, at Sports Monger. Check us out. The Golf Monger Show has been produced by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com and sportsmonger.com. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Remember, keep it in the short grass.